Hey, do you run influencer marketing campaigns? Do you want confidence in your impact measurement methodology? Do you want to learn who your most effective influencers are and why? Do you want to learn which creatives improve market share retention, conquer market share from competition? Do you want strategic insights to optimize your campaigns, to increase marketing ROI, to make a meaningful impact? So do we. ThisThat is here to elevate the influencer marketing industry with insight. Insight, not questionable data. We've reinvented the methodology for brand lift in influencer marketing. Why? Well, if done right, brand lift studies are awesome. They're the gold standard for determining offline, i.e. real-world impact. They answer questions such as, what was the lift in awareness? Brand favorability, purchase intent or consideration, recommendation rates. Was there a shift in brand perception? They also provide an untapped opportunity for custom strategic insight. However, existing providers for brand lift studies use flawed methodologies, and the data quality doesn't cut it to drive decision making. This video uncovers just how bad existing solutions really are, and shows you how ThisThat sets new standards to elevate the industry. So what is the goal of a brand lift study? It looks to measure campaign impact by comparing survey results between an audience group that have been exposed to the campaign and an unexposed lookalike audience. The lift is measured by comparing the exposed, aka test group, with the unexposed, also known as the control group. Seems simple, right? How do you think the exposed group are found? This is the problem. Finding and surveying the exposed group is where existing providers' methodologies are flawed and the data becomes questionable. While truly exposed audiences live in the social media world, the outdated approach relies on panels, a place where people get paid to answer surveys, and either infer impact from a group that are forced exposure in a simulated environment, or infer impact from a group that claim to follow influencers on the campaign. Error number 1, forced exposure. On the left you can see what you want, on the right you can see what you get. Now in this approach, the so-called exposed group are panelists who are forced exposure to one content piece, and then instantly surveyed afterwards. The 3 core reasons for caution. Inferring impact from a lookalike audience fundamentally misses the impact of an influencer who has curated a unique relationship, and thus incomparable impact on their audience. Inferring impact from 1 or 2 content pieces, rather than campaign's 50+ touchpoints, is not representative. True impact is the lasting aftermath of natural exposure days, if not weeks, after multiple touchpoints. It's not an instant reaction. Error number 2, claimed followers. In this approach, the exposed are a group of panelists who, when asked if they follow any of the influencers on a campaign, say they do. 3 core reasons for caution. These followers are financially incentivized to say they follow the influencers. Pretty shady, no? Now, true followers weren't necessarily exposed to campaign content either. Now, even a 100 million plus panel will struggle to find followers for each influencer of the campaign. This skewed distribution will skew the impact measurement results. Plus, finding these followers takes forever. So finding and surveying a representative exposed group is the challenge. So how do we do it? The solution. ThisThat's lift surveys are answered by real people with verified exposure to the campaign. Using ad tech, we send the survey to a custom audience for each influencer, and in doing so, guarantee exposure to their various touchpoints of the campaign. Once we have a representative test sample, we copy the audience profile and recruit the unexposed, also known as control group, via our panel for comparison. ThisThat thereby are the first brand lift solution in the influence marketing space to give trustworthy and campaign representative lift measurements. More importantly, this provides the opportunity to garner strategic and actionable insight. Why can we do this? Well, we've built the world's first fun survey experience. GIFs, reactions, video content, 4 years of R&D and plenty gamification later, ThisThat surveys meet the raised expectations of a social media native audience. Choosing a fun experience over financial incentives improves data quality and drives survey completion rates. This way we uniquely obtain verified exposure and strategic insight without breaking the bank. We don't stop there. We have some cool tech too. Cool tech number 1, influencer impact. We measure the impact of each individual influencer as well as the impact at campaign level. How? We create a unique ad with a unique survey link for each influencer. Our tech does the rest. This has analytical toolkit, auto filters and ranks influencer impact for all lift types. Why should you give a shit? Well, highlight premium influencers and answer questions such as who was the best at lifting purchase intent? Become more strategic with influencer and media distribution across the funnel, and identify if an influencer in fact is detrimental. They may have been great at raising awareness, but what if they are shifting an off-brand perception and are thereby reducing advocacy? Cool tech number 2, tournament. We've created a new question type, tournament. Tournament is a bit like multiple choice, except it pits multiple options against one another through a series of binary comparisons. Why should you give a shit? Measure brand preference within the competitive landscape and learn who your biggest rival is and why. Identify if the campaign managed to differentiate and drive preference against core rivals. Now, you can customize the insight to any form of performance measurement. You can ask, which brand do you prefer? Which do you find more sustainable? Anything really, actually. Cool tech number 3, filter and compare. ThisThat's analytical toolkit can filter and compare questions and answers such to explore differences in audience segments, dig deep into the data and uncover key insight. Why should you give a shit? Identify correlations, validate hypotheses, and explain the why. Optimize your media planning based on granular insight, and upgrade your reporting to a strategic insight opportunity. For instance, you can split the data by fans of the brand and fans of its rival, learn what impact the individual influencers have on these two different groups, and identify which creatives to use to retain and which to use to conquer new market share. We have plenty more in the pipeline too. Have any cool ideas? We'll build it. ThisThat is a fast-growing tech startup made for influencer marketing. Conclusion. At ThisThat we measure true impact. Say goodbye to claimed followers and simulated exposure. Say goodbye to untrustworthy data. Say hello to data gathered directly from social media with the world's first fun survey platform. Say hello to valuable insight. Turn down unhelpful data, limiting brand lift studies to a mere tick-of-the-box exercise, and drive creative and commercial strategy with verified data that generates valuable insight. We're here to validate and elevate the influencer marketing industry. Join the movement. Book a call now. Link below.